So today we're going to show you how to change a uni filter in a YFZ 450. This is going to basically be the same for a lot of different ATVs or motorcycles and things like that. But the filter that we're going to be replacing today is a uni filter, and this one is a NU3252. Looks like the number. It's a two-part filter. This goes on the inside, and this one goes over that, like so. And I'll be pulling the one out of the bike over there here in a moment. But I'm going to use this to clean the filter, the old filter, and then I'm going to apply this oil basically to this part and then to this part, and then I'll put these two together and replace them in the bike. So to get to the filter, you basically have to pull this back up on the seat, and you can come underneath here and you'll see that my filter needs replaced. So this has got, I think, I don't know, a couple rides on it maybe, but you can see that it's fairly dirty there. So there's a wing nut basic back in the back here. You just got to loosen that up. You'll feel when the threads are out of it. Okay. So then you pull it out, and there you can see that's the filter. So what I normally do is I'll get a nice rag and nice clean rag and wipe this out on the inside and make sure that's all clean before I go and put the new filter in. So I'll start going through that process and show you what it looks like after I get done. But you can see that it's just got some dust and such in there now. Okay, so I cleaned up the box. As you can see, it's not 100% perfect, but it's better than it was. If you do that each time you change your filter, it'll keep it from getting so bad that it's takes forever to do. So there's this plug that goes right down here. That plug, if you take it out and you use a screwdriver and a rag, you can kind of push all that stuff over to this lower corner, and you can push it out through there to get all that stuff out of there. I suppose you could put something around this and blow it with the air compressor if you wanted to, but that's how I normally get it out of there. So basically I've got that cleaned up, and now I'm ready to prepare the filter and put the filter on. So normally what I do is I'll take this screw out of there, and I always try to clean that up a little bit too, because it'll get kind of messed up and nasty, because it gets that oil on oil spray, whatever you want to call it, on the filter. Take that out, and then I just peel this back a little bit and get this filter started, and I just pull that out. We'll just throw that down there for right now, and then I always clean this up, because this is, you can see how this is red. So this oil or this spray that I put on is red in color, or at least some of it is. So I have a clean rag here, made more clean. I don't want it. This is on the very inside of the filter, so you surely don't want to get particles or something on this. So you want to make sure this is really good and clean. So that's all I'm doing here. So once you have that, grab my two filters. So what you do is you just slip this over here and then just feed it around the basket. Get it on there like so. And then get the spray. My end came off. Now this stuff is sticky, so, and then I just go around it. I put my hand in like this and just go around. And you can see it start turning red. I'm over here by the camera, see if you can see that. See it start turning red. See, that's not been sprayed at all. Spray the bottom portion. See how it changes colors. And I just go around it until I feel like I got a good coverage on there. The other thing I do is I do the end also. I gotta get this over here. So I do that. And then once you do that, then we got to feed this into the basket and the inner filter inside the bigger filter. And you got to be kind of careful with it. You don't want to rip it. But I will tell you, if these filters start getting all, I don't know if the brittle is the right word, but crumbly. If they start getting crumbly, please replace them. Because that material is going to deteriorate and it's going to get inside your system, inside your motor. And that's not really where you want it to be. So once I've done this, you can kind of take this thing and you can just kind of feel your way around and get that back into the basket. Usually it pushes in there. And you can look inside there and make sure it's in the right spot. There it goes. Okay. So now once I've done that, now I'm gonna spray this one. Now this one you can't see as well, so I use the uni. I start there, and that's how I know I went around it. My hand, and you see I'm back to the uni, so I know I'm there. And then I'll do this end, and then I also like to come back and just do right along this edge and make sure I get that good. And then there again, we'll always do the ends where it's going to seat up against the box. Make sure that's good and covered. Honestly, I might put too much of this on there. Okay, so we're gonna tilt this in, and then I usually try to grab it from the back side and see if I can't feel where it starts. And as you're pressing forward, spin the wing screw, wing nut, whatever. It's not really a nut. And usually you can feel it start. Sometimes it'll be a little difficult. I wish I wouldn't have sprayed that over my quad. I got that stuff everywhere now. And then I usually snug it down pretty good. Make sure that it pulls up against the front of the air box. So the seat tips under the front, and then just nice solid tap on the back. Okay, it's a little warm today, but so now, once I've changed that filter, I always like to get this other one cleaned up. So the next time that I need to change my filter, it's already dry, and then I'm not washing it and then having to wait for it to dry and then spraying the oil on it. So I'm going to use this cleaner, shake it up a little bit, get rid of that cap, and then I'll pull these two filters out apart. And I'm going to start with this one first, and then I don't know, I consider this kind of like a paint thinner or something. It kind of breaks down the stickiness of the oil. And it's kind of a high pressure, and I just kind of spray it all. And honestly, then I kind of I just work it around with my hands. Try to get it into all the crevices of the filter and the filter material. Try to break down that other oil that I had on there. This one catches the most of most of the stuff. Okay, so now we'll do this one. Still can't hardly hold on to it, it's so slippery. So you can see here, just covering it good, okay? So now that I did that, now I'm gonna work this one. And you can see the grime on my hands? So, some people will take these and wash them in their sink, dish soap, stuff like that. But that cleaner really helps break down that oil, the stickiness of it. And you're never gonna get these things 100% clean, but I'll make it a lot better. Okay, so now, just work that around a little bit with my hands. I'm gonna wipe my hands off again because it makes them very slippery. And I got the garden hose here. Wipe off my face too, hot. Okay, so I got the garden hose. Get it going here. So now what I'm going to do is, I always like to make sure I'm pushing the dirt and stuff back out of the filter, not into the filter. So I spray on the inside. And you can see all the crud coming out of it. And I'll just keep rotating it around. If you get a little bit on the outside, I mean, there's not much you're going to do with that. But so I did that one. Now let's do this one. And you notice I don't have the hose on some super high pressure. Just got it good enough to blow through this filter. Okay, so now I'm gonna stop it. Now what I normally do is I don't get super aggressive with this, but I'll just kind of smash it together. And just try to get most of the water out. So you can see there's maybe a little bit left there in there, but for the most part, got most of the water out of it. And I'll set that up to dry. Same thing with this one. I just squeeze it in my hands. Get the majority of the water out. And then you can see how much cleaner these are. And then I'll just set these on the bench or something that they can dry. That obviously if they get whatever they set on getting wet doesn't hurt anything. And then next time I go to ride, these things will be good to go. So this is a makeshift drying option. So you can get some air up inside of it. I use these. My girls had these from something in the past, so I use these to dry my filters with. That's my process. I think there's a lot of other processes to it, but that's how I clean my filters. And it keeps the wife from yelling at me when I do it in the sink. So I hope this was helpful for you, and hopefully this will help you on your next filter change. Thanks for watching.